So starting the test drive in this Titan XD Pro-4X, got a little tire squeal, just giving it light throttle coming out of that corner here. So that was interesting. I liked it, but just weird. But I will say, just the overall feel of this, I like it because it doesn't feel like I'm driving a typical heavy duty truck. This feels like what it is, a Titan XD, so a heavier duty Titan, as opposed to a full-fledged heavy duty pickup. Now the Endurance V8 is pretty peppy even in this, which I like. And you can feel the springs just a little bit. You can feel how this truck is beefed up over the traditional Titan, but again, you don't feel like you're in something that is in a whole different weight class, which is good or bad depending on what you're trying to do. Now I do like, so far, the overall cabin acoustics. It feels pretty quiet in here. We'll really put that to the test when we get on the interstate, but so far I feel like I'm isolated in my own little world here in a good way. You expect these to be loud, but you know, it doesn't have a turbo diesel engine, so that probably has a lot to do with it as well, or a higher displacement gas powered V8. You just have that typical 5.6 that's pretty quiet as it is, that you get in the Armadas, and then again just the regular Titans. And one thing I forgot to touch on is we do get blind spot monitors here. I touched on where the button was, but that's a big plus in a truck like this. Now, again, this is fully loaded 70 grand, but it's also fully loaded. So you could get a fully loaded 2500 from Chevy or Ford and you're pushing 85, 90 grand, but here at 70, especially if you're only gonna be doing a little bit above your weight limit from a regular Titan, this is really the way to go. Now I do have a question for you all, because I was just thinking about this just now. Do you think that this truck could or should have auto stop on it? Let me know in the comments, because I felt like it almost came on there, but this doesn't have it. It was just that quiet and idle. But I'm gonna give it just a little pull getting on the interstate here. We're gonna get it up to about 75 here. Now an interesting setup, because I wasn't putting my foot into it, but just giving it a little throttle there, it really wanted to rev hot. But I have the intelligent cruise on now. You don't have the lane keeping system or anything like that, but again, you get your blind spot monitors. You have the intelligent cruise, so pretty good ride for a heavy duty truck. And the wind noise actually it did hold up getting on the interstate like it was earlier. Very impressed by that. Now, comparing this to a typical 3/4 ton truck, doesn't really do it justice. This doesn't tow as much as a 2500 HD Chevy, or as much as an F250 or Ram's 2500, but it gives you that nice sweet spot where, again, if you want to do some medium heavy towing, you can do that. It's probably the best way to describe it. Now you're not going to be able to tow 20, 25,000 pounds, but you can definitely probably tow, I think 12, maybe to 13,000, depending on how you get them equipped. Now $70,000 for a pickup truck that isn't necessarily able to tow the biggest of goosenecks and fifth wheels might not be appealing to some, but to those in this market, I feel like you have a lot less to worry about. You have the 5.6 liter Endurance V8 that, again, you see in the Armadas and the regular Titans, that has a pretty good history of holding up. And then you also have the 9-speed automatic, which is a pretty good transmission. But if you're into Titans, you're probably gonna want a Titan, and that is what this is. It's a Titan XD. It feels like a bigger, beefier Titan from the way it drives, the acceleration. Of course, the inside, the interior is pretty much identical. And I don't like it, again, because it doesn't feel like you're driving a 3/4 ton pickup. You just feel like you're driving a beefier Nissan Titan. But with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this Nissan Titan XD.